While the world's eyes were fixed on Venezuela, a different kind of war was unfolding in Burkina Faso. In the dead of night, a coup attempt was launched to overthrow President Ibrahim Traoré, but it failed. And what happened next shocked the world.
I don't know if it's 10 years or less or more, we will be obligated to return and help these African countries.
Now, as you can see by the end of his statement, he says that we are obligated to come in and help the Africans, right? We are obligated. We have an obligation to help the Africans, right? Just like similar to what Trump says, we have to help the Nigerian Christians, even though he just launched airstrikes against the Venezuelan Christians.
In the early night of 3rd January in Ouagadougou, something was taking place. A coup was happening in the quietness of the night. But guess what? They couldn't succeed because you know why? The Burkinabe people love their president. Apparently, as news unfold of a coup plan in the early hours of January 3rd, all the people of Burkina Faso took to the streets. The children, the women, just the general individual in the streets, not just soldiers. And guess what? The coup was not successful. And I want to say that no matter how we think it's only the people who defend Traoré, or it's only maybe the intelligence of the Russian army and so on, I can tell you that Traoré is actually defended by God himself. God is in control of that young man. God is the one that raised that young man to awaken not only, the Sahel or the Western Africa part of Africa, no. Traoré, every single time when that young man speaks, he speaks on behalf of Africa. He wants Africa united. It's not about the Sahel only. I'm going to put the video on and then you're going to listen to it and then we're going to come back.
While the world's eyes were fixed on Venezuela, a different kind of war was unfolding in Burkina Faso. In the dead of night, a coup attempt was launched to overthrow President Ibrahim Traoré, but it failed. And what happened next shocked the world. Around 1 a.m., shots were heard near the presidential palace in Ouagadougou. A secret operation, plotted by remnants of the old regime, aimed to take down the leader of Burkina Faso's new revolution. The target? Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The plan? To assassinate key military commanders, take control of state installations, and destabilize the entire nation. But the coup plotters didn't expect what happened next. News of the coup attempt spread fast, and so did the people's reaction. Thousands poured into the streets in the middle of the night. Men, women, and even children marched toward the presidential palace, not in fear, but in defense of their president. This wasn't just a protest. This was a people standing guard over their revolution. A revolution sparked by hope, inspired by the spirit of Thomas Sankara. The message was clear. We will not let history repeat itself. Reports now confirm that the failed coup was led by allies of former transitional president Henri Damiba, the same man Traoré ousted in 2022. Damiba, currently in exile in Togo, is believed to have coordinated the plot remotely, using insiders and economic operators with access to power. Their goal: to fracture the military, clear the path for mercenaries, and let foreign-backed forces enter the country. Intelligence sources suggest certain Western nations promised air support to bomb key installations and finish the job. But they underestimated the resolve of the Burkinabe people. The coup has been crushed. Arrests have been made. The drone-based commander survived, and the nation stands strong. This moment will go down in African history, not just as a failed coup, but as a powerful reminder: Africa is no longer asleep. The new generation of leaders and citizens will not bow to fear, foreign influence, or betrayal. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not just protected by soldiers, he is protected by the people. And when the people rise, no army can stop them. This is what Pan-African power looks like. Burkina Faso has spoken, and the world is watching.
Just after Maduro has been captured, the president of Venezuela and his wife, obviously, apparently now there is a coup in Burkina Faso. It's not a coincidence. These people are so smart, right? Or should I say they think they are smart? Because obviously the Sahel leaders, I always call the Sahel leaders the three wise men in the Bible. Because it's not a coincidence that it just happened, you know, after that. It's because they wanted to take our attention away from the Sahel and even take the attention of the Sahel leaders away from what's happening in their countries. But you know what? They didn't succeed. Because those three wise men, these leaders play three-dimensional warfare. They are not here to play. They are here for survival. As you know, TRAORE talk about the black window. So guys, I want you to listen to this next video. It's about white nationalism just becoming, you know, a reality in the divided states, and how that will affect Africa if we don't unite. So guys, we need to spread this news of uniting Africa. Honestly speaking, we obviously know that apparently Trump bombed Nigeria to protect Christians, and I think by now you guys know that the president of Venezuela is as Christian as it can be. Like, honestly speaking, I would put a video here of Tucker Carlson talking about how conservative Maduro is, to be quite honest.
Maduro, the communist leader of Venezuela, who I guess we're on the way to killing or something, forcing out, regime changing him. Maduro, most people didn't know this, whatever his many faults, has the most socially conservative country probably in the hemisphere. It's just a fact. I mean, I didn't make this up. I'm not in charge of Venezuela. Just noticing. Venezuela has banned banned abortion, banned gay marriage, banned sex changes, and banned usury. You don't have credit cards with 40% interest in Venezuela. Ben Shapiro responded this way.
He's shipping fentanyl to the United States to kill Americans. Why do I give a shit whether he's anti-LGBTQ rights?
Maduro's against Israel. Oh, okay. I don't give a shit. You spent like a decade pretending you did give a shit.
Do you agree with Tucker or Ben Shapiro? Do you think the invasion of Venezuela was just about oil?
So could it be that Trump bombed Nigeria to protect Christians and then bomb Venezuelan Christians? Does that even make sense? So he bombed the Venezuelan Christian for oil, of course. It's not about drug. Because as soon as that happened, now they are saying American companies are going in, you know, American oil companies are going in, and he's going to take care of the Venezuela people. He's in control now until a new democratic leader comes in. Obviously, we'll know what that means. They are going to elect that person. They're going to make sure that whoever they want to put in power wins. Come on, this is what they have been doing, guys. Wake up.
Weak will disappear. There's absolutely nothing that can be done about that. Either you have confidence in yourself, you develop your own skills and abilities, or you simply lack that confidence and you will vanish. Les faibles vont disparaître. Ça, il n'y a rien à faire. Soit vous avez confiance en vous, vous développez votre outil, ou bien vous n'avez pas confiance et vous disparaissez.
We're going to talk about the current events that are currently taking place, the toppling of the Venezuelan government, the capture of Nicolas Maduro, very controversial and polarizing figure. But in today's video, it just really confirms what I had said in a previous video, I think about 4 months ago. Take a look up on the screen, the rise of white nationalism and the future war for African resources. And in that video, I was basically talking about the mentality that I see, especially amongst young white males, especially around my age. I see there's a resurgence of white nationalism, 19th century colonial ideology. I'm seeing the resurrection of 19th century European scholarship in terms of race science, the conversation surrounding IQ, the obsession with birth rates. We see a resurgence of conservatism amongst young white males. And in that video, I had said that as these young men further embrace conservatism, further embrace, 19th century colonial ideology, white supremacist mentalities, these are going to be the future defense ministers of tomorrow. These are going to be the future leaders of tomorrow. These are going to be the future, generals and military leaders of tomorrow. And they're going to be able to put that ideology into practice. And I was basically putting out a warning signal that us as black men need to be on notice, need to be on high alert, because in the future, these guys who are young men right now, when they get into power tomorrow, when they're the future leaders of tomorrow in their respective countries, they're not going to be adhering to things like international law. They're just going to be coming into your country and committing atrocities against the civilian population, similar to their ancestors in previous times. That's the climate right now. That's the direction we are heading right now. And Donald Trump, last night in the middle of the night, going into the Venezuelan capital and capturing the president is a shining example and a testament to everything that I said in that video, right? So just 4 months after me making that video, we see, everything coming to light. Everything I said in that video has been confirmed. Now, of course, I'm not surprised when it comes to this. When it comes to me, I come from an ethnic group that the only reason we exist is because some strange European men from faraway lands showed up on boats with the express orders from their leaders to exterminate everybody on the island, assassinate everybody on the island, the men, women, and the children. And the only reason we exist today is because we stopped them from doing that, right? So as a young child learning that aspect of my history, it kind of, hits you with a reality check of what the world really is, what the world really is about, knowing that you are supposed to be exterminated from existence. And the only reason you are still here is because you stopped them from doing that. I'm Haitian, so I already know what time it is when it comes to, certain individuals. And of course, in that case, the reason why they launched that war of extermination against my people over 2 centuries ago was because of sugar, one of the main commodities of that era. And of course, in this case with Trump and Venezuela, the motivation for that was oil, one of the main commodities of this era. So at a very young age, with the knowledge of my history and how my people came into existence by avoiding a mass extermination campaign, a war of genocide authorized by the French government just so they can sell sugar on the international markets, I never believed in the fallacy of international law. I never believed in nations are in the business of doing charity and spreading democracy and all this nonsense and narratives they sell to the people. Nations are in the business of defending and protecting and safeguarding their interests by any means, even if they have to wipe you off the planet, even if they have to exterminate your women and children. The world is a very cold and unforgiving place. Now,
I don't know if it's 10 years or less or more. We will be obligated to return and help these African countries.
This is the playbook, right? They're going to launch operations against you, saying that we are here to help you. We are here to save you. We're here to rescue you. Then they're going to take a camera and put it in the face of somebody who says, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing me. Thank you for saving me. Then, of course, they're going to call in the multinationals, the defense contractors. Everybody's going to make a whole lot of money. The bankers are going to make a whole lot of money. Now, whether or not they actually save you, that's a whole different story. Like I said, it's been, 15 years since the adventure that took place in Libya that destabilized that whole region of Africa. Still to this day, we still fighting terrorism, still to this day. And of course, the so-called democracy and freedom they promised has still not arrived, and it's been 15 years. Man, it's a crazy world that we live in, man. But like I said, that's the brutal reality. That is the brutal reality of the world that we live in.